Implicit and explicit corporate social responsibility. Implicit and explicit corporate social responsibility. Let's look at these two terms. What is the difference between implicit and explicit corporate social responsibility? First of all, what is corporate social responsibility? Corporate social responsibility is the practice where companies deliberately come up with policies and practices in the interest of the society, for the good of the society. It could be engaging in philanthropic activities. It could be ensuring that the company's activities are not harmful to the environment. They could engage in climate change activities, engaging in social activities such as sponsorship, such as encouraging philanthropy, such as charity activities in the society. That is corporate social responsibility. Now, ensuring that people within the society feel the impact of your company's presence socially, economically, and otherwise. So, corporate social responsibility is actually a part of modern organizations that want to succeed in modern times, ensure that they have very good corporate social responsibility programs and policies. We have two basic approaches to CSR. Of course, CSR means corporate social responsibility. Now, we have the implicit CSR and the explicit CSR. These are two technical terms used to describe the approach that organizations use in being socially responsible, in ensuring that they make impact in the society, not just to make profit, but to at least do something that will benefit society by helping out in various ways for societal good. Now, let's understand the two concepts, implicit and explicit. When something is implicit, it is covert, it is not open, it is embedded in something else. The action is being taken, but it's kind of indirect. The effect is indirect, but it is targeted at a particular goal, but it is embedded, it is covert, it is not open. Then when something is explicit, it is direct, it is open, it is targeted at the same goal as implicit, but this time as explicit strategy, it means it is open, it is a deliberate policy. So when we say implicit CSR, it means that these are practices and activities of companies which are indirectly aimed at contributing to society in various ways, but based on certain other policies. That is to say, the company is trying to be of benefit to society, but not in a direct way, maybe through its activities, through its in-house policies, through its businesses. For instance, a company that manufactures baby wears knows that it shouldn't produce fake, because if you produce fake, it won't be in the interest of society. But by being a very good company, by being a company that is sincere, that is implicit CSR. A company that has in-house policy where staff behave well to the public, it ensures that transactions go well, it ensures that the products of the company are really very good, it ensures top quality production, it ensures that staff attitude both to internal and external publics is very cordial, and it's very good, and it's very impressive. This is implicit. Any activity that an organization undertakes within the society where it exists, which is not directly or deliberately part of its social responsibility plans, is implicit corporate social responsibility. Implicit corporate social responsibility is covert. For instance, during the coronavirus pandemic in Nigeria, several companies were giving out palliatives. When you give cash donations to government, that is explicit corporate social responsibility. You are being open. It's a deliberate plan by your organization to let government feel the positive impact of your existence in the society, because you make money for that society. But when you obey the laws of the lockdown, when the government says don't come out during the pandemic and you don't come out, that's implicit. It means you are even being a good citizen in the first place. So the fact that you are being a good citizen, or government says your organization is part of the essential workers, and you come out and you do your work very well, that is implicit. The fact that you are being a good citizen, the fact that your activities are benefiting the society, even though those activities are not part of the deliberate plans or policies of CSR of your company. So you see, there's a thin line dividing implicit and explicit corporate social responsibility. Now, what is explicit CSR? Explicit CSR simply refers to deliberately planned activities of an organization which are aimed at benefiting the society in terms of social or environmental goals. Deliberately planned activities which are meant to be for societal good. Activities like supporting charity organizations, activities like philanthropic support in the society, direct contributions of the organization in the society in terms of building roads, in terms of helping education to grow, in terms of ensuring that your products are environmentally friendly, in terms of even contributing to climate change activities, sponsoring workshops. Some companies during the COVID-19 were sponsoring research to find out the behavior of the coronavirus. So these are deliberate efforts. So one thing you should take out from this is that explicit corporate social responsibility activities are deliberately planned. They are direct. They are open. That is overt. But implicit corporate social responsibility activities are covert. They are not open. They are not direct. Yet they are activities that show your company as a good citizen within the society. Activities that, while you are carrying them out to advance the business objectives of your company, you are bearing in mind that the society you are working in should benefit from your doing your work very well. We are trying to use simple terms to explain the two concepts. So primarily, the basic difference is that one is direct, the other one is indirect. One is covert, the other one is overt. One is open, the other one is embedded. But the two are still targeted at achieving the same goal, which is ensuring that the society benefits from the organization's presence. Let's look at it from this angle. Implicit cost is opportunity cost, something you forgo to gain something else. Now, when you apply that to implicit corporate social responsibility, when you leave off a specific activity because you know it's not going to be beneficial to the public, that is also implicit corporate social responsibility. When you leave off an activity that you know that if you engage in it, it may not be good for the environment, it may not be good for the local community, that is implicit CSR. Let me give you an example. If a company wants to expand, but where they want to have their new branch, or maybe build a new branch, there is a school there for kids, and they know that building this new branch could affect the activities of the kids, and then they leave off that particular space, that is implicit corporate social responsibility. Maybe a company wants to open a factory, but where they're going to locate the factory is not going to be good for the local community, and then they decide to leave off that, or they put things in place to make sure that nothing negative happens to the community by virtue of the activities. That is also implicit corporate social responsibility. Now let's look at Nigeria, for instance. You find some companies keeping their generating set, giant generating set, probably Lister, close to the road or close to where people live. And then the pipe that guides the smoke off the generating set paints the walls black. They don't care. But if they decide to shift that generating set, that is implicit corporate social responsibility, because they are trying to be careful with the environment. They are trying to be good citizens. You may even find some companies explicitly they are doing their CSR well, but implicitly they are not. For example, a company that has a giant generating set, and the noise from the generating set is actually disturbing the environment. The noise from generating set is disturbing the community. And then the wall around the office of that company has been defaced by smoke from the generating set. And then when you're passing there, the thing is looking dark, dirty, is an eyesore. Yet that same company is giving out palliatives to the community. That same company is sponsoring students on scholarship. that same company is doing charity work. You see that explicitly the company is engaging in CSR, but implicitly they're not doing well. Here's a typical example of a company's performance on implicit and explicit CSR. A bank in Nigeria was reported to have donated 1 billion naira to the federal government for the fight against COVID-19 pandemic. Shortly after, it was reported that the same bank wanted to sack staff or even cut staff salary. Now, explicitly, the bank has done well, donating money to the federal government for fight against COVID-19. That's very good corporate social responsibility. But implicitly, the bank has not done well. The fact that you're cutting salary of staff or even sacking staff, that is implicit CSR that you're failing on. The staff you are sacking are part of the wider society. So when you sack them, it affects the society. It does harm to the society. Yes, many companies had challenge due to the lockdown caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. But the company donated 1 billion to government. Explicit CSR, good. When it came to implicit CSR, they didn't do well. So you see, a company has to balance the two, explicit CSR and implicit CSR. Even if you want to emphasize one, there is no way you can leave off one, because CSR is CSR. It is targeted in the interest of the society. It is targeted at ensuring that the society benefits from your existence as a company within their community.